Hi, I'm Corbett Smith with the Dallas Morning News, sitting alongside award-winning columnist Matt Wixon. Hi, Matt.
Very nice. Thank you.
Pup Pal Award winner. And Matt, in any other week, Ennis and Mansfield Timberview would be the game to watch. All eyes would be on one of the best 5A matchups in the area. It got a little bit overshadowed last week given the fact that there were just so many good 6A games. But that was a phenomenal matchup. Ennis coming away with a 33-28 victory, score in the last 4 minutes to take the lead. They had fallen down 21-0 to start the game. Tremendous win from Jack Alvarez, and really kind of sets the table for what should be a really competitive 5A race.
Yeah, you mentioned in any other week it would have been the showcase game. I was at another game and I saw that score come over at 21-0, and I thought, wow. I knew Ennis had a lot of holes to fill, but maybe this is going to be a tough one for them. Oh no, they roar back and they win. And poor Timberview, they've just got to be thinking, how do we put away Ennis? Because Ennis won in the playoffs last year against Timberview in the final couple of minutes. I think it really is going to be an exciting race in 5A. I think there's a lot of great teams. And now Ennis is kind of at the forefront, but Timberview is a great team too.
Trayvon Smith, it's a name to watch there for Ennis. He transferred from, of all places, Waxahachie. Scores the game-winning touchdown on a 4-yard catch. Also has 108 yards rushing in his score. He should be a key for Ennis moving forward. Another game that kind of raised some eyebrows when you looked at the marquee matchups, Lancaster and Poteet. Everybody expected that to be a pretty close battle, but Lancaster goes ahead to win 34-19. Ryan Ross comes away with a big game for Lancaster, and that really sets them up well for the season. He's a Kimball transfer who everybody knew he was going to bring something to the table that Lancaster really didn't have, and a pocket passer makes that offense so much more dangerous.
I think it was kind of painful for Lancaster coach Chris Gilbert a few times last year, where they were just limited on what they could do offensively because they didn't have the Ryan Ross, the true pocket passer who could get. They had a lot of weapons at receiver stuff. They just couldn't get the ball out to him a lot, and so that's one of the reasons why Coach Gilbert was so excited about this year's team. That they have a lot of weapons. They have 3 guys on that team who have played quarterback before, varsity quarterback, and they can do a lot of different things and give a lot of different looks to defenses.
Well, this week's action is going to be just as good as last week's. Week 2 has a ton of good games. Ennis at Denton Guyer is a very interesting one. Ennis coming off that great win. Denton Guyer kind of got punched in the mouth a little bit against Allen, but Allen's the best team in the state. I really think that this is going to be a fascinating matchup. 2 great coaches. And John Walsh has shown at the 5A or 4A level that he's a state championship level coach, and that's a state championship level program at that classification. Should be a big challenge for Ennis.
Yeah, I guess people would say it's kind of a nothing to lose game for Ennis in the sense that they're playing up in classification, but Ennis isn't going to see it that way. They think they should be able to compete and beat anybody. And I think it's going to be a really physical game. Guyer has always been known for being real physical, and Ennis is the same way, especially since Coach Alvarez has been there. I think it's going to be a really tight game. It's going to be a tough game to call, I believe.
Some other games on Friday of note. South Oak Cliff, which really struggled against Cedar Hill. They face another 6A opponent in South Grand Prairie. Should be a tough challenge there. And Frisco Centennial, you got to see them a little bit in their loss to Highland Park. They were very competitive. Anthony Pegues showed that he's the real deal. They have to face Lake Dallas, and Lake Dallas looked real impressive, even without their starting quarterback, in a big win over Frisco Wakeland.
Yeah, I think Lake Dallas is going to be fine even without Dagan Hain. Not to say that he's he's a throwaway type guy, but they've got a lot of things they can do still without him, and he may be able to come back mid-year. Centennial, I saw them against Highland Park, and they lost to Highland Park 47-0 last year in the opener, and to show they went right down to the wire with them and lost 28-26 this week. And Anthony Pegues, they've got a lot of good weapons. He had 300 yards rushing in that game. I think Centennial is actually. That's those Frisco teams. Sometimes it's hard to figure out that there's so much parity out there. Who's going to emerge? I think Centennial has a real chance to emerge in that district.
Real interesting game between the number 1 ranked team in our 4A poll, and that's Argyle. Argyle had a nice win over Abilene Wiley last week, but they have to face Denison, and Denison looked really impressive against Frisco Liberty. They won 49-7 in that, so it should be a big challenge. Last year, that was a game that was decided on the last second play for Argyle to take the win. That was at AT&T Stadium. Also, a couple of private school games to watch out for. ESD at 1-0 faces St. Mark's at 1-0, and you have First Baptist, who had a real explosive performance by one of their receivers. He was our Offensive Player of the Week. They face Dallas Christian, who struggled in the opener, but that was against Parish Episcopal. So
Playing against a very tough team.
Should be very interesting matchups there. Well, for Matt Wixon, I'm Corbett Smith. Thanks for watching. Remember, follow us on SportsDayHS Weekly Football Podcast. It's now on iTunes, and our app is dead. RIP to the app. But our mobile site will be hopefully launching this week.
You'll be able to use it as an app.
You can use it as an app on your mobile device. Thanks for watching, and have a great week.